Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first time here. Thanks for coming. How are you doing? Are you okay? I think I might have put these videos out of order, so possibly next week you'll get a video me saying it's still quite warm, end of September, but actually the 1st of October's been and gone, and as soon as that happened it got quite cold in Osaka. It's quite fresh and nice, but today it's drizzly and horrible, so I've been walking around all day, so I'm not in a great mood. I've got a bit of a headache, but don't worry, I'm going to put my professional face on and talk about today's topic, which is perfume. You might remember me talking about this three-piece girl group. I think at the start of the year I made a video introducing my love of perfume, and after I came back from England in summer I did a video about their London show. So I'm going to talk about that again today because we do have some update news. This is becoming a perfume fan channel, I don't know. So two things to cover today. First one, I want to talk about the Costume Museum exhibition that happened and is still happening right now, and also the fan club anniversary tour that's going on also at the moment. I've sampled both of those, so I'm going to tell you all about them. I will have a spoiler alert thing if you don't want to know the details, if you're a big fan. So there we go, that's what I'm doing today. So please like this video if you like perfume. Please like this, subscribe. I'm probably going to talk about perfume again at some point, so get in there now, and share this video with people who like Japanese music. And what's the last one? Leave a comment as well. What do you think about everything I've said? Is it incredibly interesting? Do you want to completely tear me down with some comment about disagreeing with my opinions? That's fine. It's not really fine, but just be nice about it. That's fine. So there we go. Let's start with the Costume Museum. So I've got my ticket here. This is the Perfume Costume Museum exhibition. It's being held at the moment in the Hyogo Prefectural Art Museum, which you might remember I did a video a while back when I went to see the Van Gogh exhibition, Van Gogh Alive. I made a video about that too. So this is what I went to see today. I got there bright and early, just as it was opening, so it wasn't too crowded. So as you can imagine, for Costume Museum, that's showing a lot of their costumes from their career so far. They've been running for quite a long time now. I think they got together in, I'm sure it said the year 2000. Maybe that's when they first met. I think that's a bit early for when they were making music, but so yeah, you can see basically a lot of costumes from the archives, ones from their music videos, including kind of from start to finish really. Other ones from big performances, for example Kohaku performance. It's a big New Year's concert that's held by NHK, and also their concert tour costumes as well. So there are some of those from all over the place. So it's interesting. I think music artists don't often fit well with museums unless they've got a lot of props, because music, you can't keep music in a box somewhere. So the costumes are the next best thing, and they are famous for those costumes. They're kind of futuristic designs. We even saw some light up ones too. If you've seen the Spring of Life video, I'll put a little clip here if I can. They've got these LED strips all the way through them as well, so you can see that in use as well. So there's a little demo where you can see them lit up. There's even one of the tour performances. I think when they performed in Cannes, they had these big white dresses with these big, they're called peplums, I'm not sure, these were kind of sticky out bits, and things were projected onto them. Actually, I think that's the same thing when I saw them in London the first time on their third world tour, I'm not sure. In 2014, I saw them with a kind of projection mapping dresses too. So that was interesting to see that in action. Yeah, so that was really it. Really, I'm not much of a fashionista. I don't know much about fashion, obviously, as you can see from my videos. But yeah, it was interesting to see, especially the videos that I remember quite clearly. So I'm not going to reel them off now, but you can see them for yourself. And I wanted to do some video about this too, but I can't because it's not allowed. You can't take photos except for like the final hall. They've got a few displays up there and you can take pictures of that. Can't take any videos either, so never mind, what's a YouTuber to do? But I will put a little slideshow in a moment, and I'll show you that as I pass over to the next thing. Yeah, there's a merchandise shop as well. You can actually buy some of the replica dresses too, which I thought was quite surprising. They were about 45,000 yen as well, which was a bit steep. Well, not that I'm going to buy a dress anyway. But things like tote bags and whatnot, programs. I didn't buy anything actually, because I'll buy enough tat that I don't use ever again. I nearly bought some clear files, the kind of clear plastic folder things, but I resisted in the end. So that was interesting. Definitely check that out. It's still running. I'm just checking on the ticket. It's going to run until the 26th of November at the Hyogo Prefectural Art Museum. So check it out if you have a chance, if you're in the area. It's 1,800 yen to get in, which is not too bad. And it's a nice museum anyway. It's a little bit out of the way. It's next to Nada Station, not Nada, which is close to Sanomiya in Kobe. So if you're staying in that area, that's even better. But it doesn't take long to get there from Osaka Station, so that's okay. Right, okay, I'm going to show you a little slideshow of some photos I took. There's not many, but enjoy. Okay, welcome back. Hope that was interesting. So that's the museum done. I wanted to also talk about the concert I just saw. I think, did I talk about this last year? I went to see the Plasma tour it's like a big arena tour last summer. But I did also see them in London as part of their Code of Perfume kind of one-off show, which was really good. You can see that video. I talked about that already. But today I want to talk about the fan club 15th and 10th anniversary fan club hall tour. It's a really long name, I forgot what it was. I'll put it up here if I messed it up. So this is a fan club tour. This is only for fan club members to apply for tickets, and it's to celebrate the 15th anniversary of their Japanese fan club and the 10th anniversary of their world fan club. So that's why they're rather ungainly title, but that was open only for fan club members. I didn't manage to get tickets the first time, but the second or third round I managed to get in there finally. So I went to that last week. That was held in Osaka, actually near Fukushima Station. There's a conference hall, the Grand Cube. I wasn't really sure what to expect because that's not a big place. It's a conference center, so it's not like a Osaka Joe Hall, which is pretty big, or Kyocera Dome, which is massive. So I wasn't sure if it was just going to be talking or there was going to be performances or not. Actually, when I went in, I was given one of these. It's a little freebie, so like a commemorative, it's kind of like embroidery thing. It's fabric. So you can see PTA. That's the Perfume Fan Club. I don't know what that stands for actually. Perfume something. I'm going to put that. What does that mean up here? And you can see the three girls there, and on the back it's got when I came. So that was 3rd of October in Osaka. And some little roses there, I think. The tulips, I'm not sure what they are. So apparently you get one of these if you go to one of the fan club meetings. I saw someone else posting on Instagram one of the 5th anniversary ones. So there we go, that's my first freebie. I also got this t-shirt. Can't really see it very well here. I can't really move back. There we go. You can see the pattern. Apparently this is perfume in there somewhere. I can't quite work out where. I think that's a P just here. That was PTA. I was looking for the word perfume in it, but there's okay. Can I do this without? It says P's there. There's a T there and an A there. Oh, how stupid of me. Okay. Again, I couldn't get the large size t-shirt or other size, so I just had to get the extra large like I did in the Plasma tour. It's a bit baggy and it makes me look like a moving marquee, but whatever. I've got it. I'm going to slob around the house wearing that. So let's talk about the show itself. The actual place was quite a small theatre. You can imagine like a play being performed there or something like that. I unfortunately got, you don't know your seats until you enter as well, so then it kind of reveals it. I got the back row of the top balcony in the corner, so it was basically the furthest away you could possibly get from the stage. I'll put a little picture there if you can see how far away it was. So a little bit disappointed by that. Fortunately, the person in the actual corner, I was like second to last on the row. The person in the far corner didn't come at all, so I had a bit of elbow room at least. And the people in front of me, there was I think probably a Japanese woman and a foreign boyfriend. The boyfriend wasn't interested at all in the concert. He sat down the entire time, and that was in front of me, so I had a good eye line straight to the stage. Actually, that takes me on to one point I noticed on social media. There were a lot of fan club members who were quite angry that they couldn't get tickets, and people who did get tickets could get tickets for people who weren't in the fan club. So you can get however many tickets you want. You don't all have to be fan club members. So there were some fan club members bringing other people in there. So obviously that's with quite a small venue, that stops fan club members going as well. So it's a bit of a shame. But the energy in the audience was quite good. To be honest, I don't really know what the appeal would be for a non-fan to come to this one, because it's not really the best showcase for their career and what they usually look like when they're performing. I would say that because the stage was quite simple. Even when I went to the London performances, the theatres, this is like a theatre, it's not that big. What was it, the Hammersmith Apollo, I think that's what the name of it was. But still, in that small space, they did quite a lot of technological magic to make it more exciting. But this theatre didn't really have that at all. There weren't the moving screens like we've seen before. It was just three video screens behind them. And because it's a theatre, they didn't have the kind of live shot, so you can, if you're far away, you can see them on a TV. So being far away, that didn't really help me at all. So yeah, the visuals were kind of basic. Yeah, the laser beams, everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that wasn't the point of the concert, so I can't really hold it against them for that. I've got a lot of complaints, haven't I? One thing, I think I'm just not a good concert person, because of course there were seats. The whole place was seated as well, because it's a normal theatre. But as soon as anyone came out, people were standing up the whole time. Some of them were like waving their hands all around, so it was kind of hard to see. But yeah, I got lucky just about. I could see to the front. Although the lighting positions as well. I wasn't sure if this was like an effect at the start, but it seemed to be all the way through. The lights it was like high beams on a car. It was kind of dazzling me most of the time, so I couldn't really make them out in silhouette a lot of the time. So I think the lighting was a bit, didn't really enjoy that much. Okay, well that's enough whinging from me. So what did they talk about? Now I'm going to have a spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen the concert before and you don't want to know the set list, this is your warning. I'm going to put a little mark here, so while this mark is still up, you can fast forward through and don't watch the set list. But if you're fine, then just keep going. So here's my spoiler mark. Okay. The set list was kind of unusual. Obviously it wasn't supporting an album or anything like that, so it wasn't a greatest hits tour. It was a fan club tour, so there were a lot of unusual fan requests and kind of deep cuts as well from the catalogue. I feel like I know their catalogue quite well. I've listened to all the albums. I've picked up a bunch of the non-album singles as well, so I thought I had a fairly good knowledge of it. But there were quite a lot of songs that I think I'd never heard before. Some of them hadn't been performed before as well, which was good. I'm going to put the set list here just so you can see it. I'm not going to keep it on forever, but the first block was a bit of a mishmash really. That was the new single Moon, which was good to see that being performed, and a bit later on there was Love Cloud. That was the kind of other side of that single. That was the one that was performed for the first time at the London Code of Perfume show, so it was nice to see that again, even though I don't really like that song that much. But anyway, and then there were a couple of. It was strange that they picked some quite big songs, and then the rest of it was really random songs. So things like Spinning World is quite a recent single. Electro World gets performed. I think every time I've seen them was there, and also Dream Fighter. So that was all in the first block, and yeah, I wasn't sure why they were included if they were going for some kind of unusual deep cuts, but whatever. I like Electro World anyway, so that was good. What else? There was a Nobody Knows medley in the middle. That's what they called it. It was 3 songs from their very, very like proto Perfume days, the very, very early songs. What was it called? Super Rocket Shoes, and I forgot the other ones. They're in the list there. So that was interesting to see that, a very different sound before they got linked up with Nakata, who's their producer at the moment, who's been their producer for their whole career. Yeah, that was good. A few kind of random ones too. There was a song called Tomei Ningen, Invisible Person, which I'd never heard of before, and it was quite good actually. I'm going to see if I can track that down for like the studio version. So it's nice to see that too. And then some kind of random album tracks, things like Ceramic Girl, Kokoro no Sports. That was interesting too, and it was kind of strange. The last, like the encore, was quite slow tracks as well. They had Seventh Heaven, which is a bit of a slower one, and Wonder 2, which was a bit of a random choice as well. That's from the archives. So it was a real mix. I mean, I don't know all of the songs. I don't like them as much as some of the other ones, which is, well, I mean, that's just part of the experience, I think. So I'm sure the fans were very happy about that. As usual for a Perfume concert, they were talking quite a lot, which is great. That's fine, but it's not good for me because my Japanese is still not really up to the level. I could kind of pick up some of what they were talking about. They were talking about places they've been to, including going around Osaka, a few places there. They did a cover version as well. That's on my list somewhere. Might not be on the list, but they did half a cover of Osaka Lover by Dreams Come True, which was nice. I don't think I've ever seen them do cover versions before, or they probably have, but yeah, that's kind of a rare treat. They just did the last chorus of it. What else did they do? They did a raffle as well, so they randomly picked a ticket number, or like a seat number, and then that person won a prize, which was good. I was a little bit nervous if I was going to win it because I'd have to speak in Japanese to them, which would be absolutely terrifying. So I missed that. It was some prize from USJ. I think they went there the day before. And also they did some questions. I thought this was going to be like a question time, but they only did one question, I think. So I don't know if that was planned to be longer or not, but that was interesting. And as usual, the usual being grateful for the fans for all the support over the years. So that was really nice. Nice to see them, of course. It's always good to see Perfume. I'm looking forward to the next tour. I think I've never seen them in a dome before. Domes are kind of the biggest arenas you can get in Japan. So there's like Tokyo Dome, Kyocera Dome in Osaka. I don't know what other domes there are. I think there's one in Saitama. I think is that the Super Dome, something like that. Anyway, domes are kind of the biggest venues you can have. So I'll be looking forward to what a giant dome tour is going to look like. Maybe I'll have to wait for the next album for that, or another hits tour. So I'll be waiting for tickets anyway. So I think that's everything. So if you have any questions about the show, then let me know. I'm going to take the spoiler sign off. Yeah, I hope that was interesting for you. Definitely check out Perfume. Check out my other videos about Perfume too. And I'm sure I'll talk about them again soon if something happens. Any Perfume news breaks, then I'll be here on this channel. So thanks for watching, and take care, and see you next video. Take care, bye.